Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we examine headlines from our city, our state, and our country. We take a look at what you've been up to or what you're curious about as far as the city is concerned, and we combine all this knowledge along with our connections with one another to have a really awesome life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English speaking locals. Today is Monday, October 4th. And I'm wondering who went shopping for prickly pears this weekend or who went stashing your pantry with instant soups, given the information that we shared last week. I hope you had a good weekend. I had a really fun weekend. I chilled yesterday and then I went out to see a show. As you know, my friend Sebastian was doing his mail review at the Palm, and it was opening night for him. So I'm going to tell you what it's like to go to the Palm these days, in case you're curious. We have some news about some of the first actions that the new government has undertaken. And we have some news about cruise ships, which seem to be increasing, which is a good thing for our economy. But before we dive into all of this, as always, my name is Paco. If you are new to these broadcasts, we always enjoy saying hello to those people that let us know that you are new, and you can let us know that you are new by writing the word "new" in your comment. And of course, if you have any specific information that you wish to share during the broadcast, it helps a great deal if you add a letter Q at the beginning of your remark, and we'll be looking for this and during the broadcasts. So as always, we go through the news, we go through the weather, we go through more news, and then we look at all the comments that you have to share today. So let's dive in. Well, for starters, the new administration has decided to go on a cleaning frenzy this morning. The government of Puerto Vallarta posted this video of Mayor Michel visiting with a cleaning squad. And this cleaning squad seems to be by the stadium right now, and they are charged with giving Avenida Francisco Medina Asensio, our main avenue, a good cleaning between the municipal stadium and all the way up to the airport. A good cleaning, a quick and dirty, or as we say in Spanish, una shineada. And shineada, of course, comes from the word shine, which means they're going to try to make it shiny and sparkly. But of course, this is not the only type of cleaning that is going on. The new administration is also addressing an age-old problem that continues to affect Colonia 5 de Diciembre, and that would be the problem of prostitution. This past Saturday night, a squad of city workers from the licensing department went to Honduras and Guatemala streets to meet with those who have been engaged in sexual work in the neighborhood for ages and try to find alternatives for them, either through relocation to a red light district or presenting employment options. Also, members of the municipality's medical services were present, along with the director of citizen security, to provide a comprehensive inspection of the needs of both the residents of Colonia 5 de Diciembre and the aforementioned sexual workers. Moving right along, the cruise industry continues to bloom with 14 cruise ship arrivals scheduled for this month. Of these arrivals, 12 will bring passengers on board, while the other 2 will dock only for services and maintenance. A total of, or well, not a total, but over 50 cruise ships arrivals are expected to take place in town between now and year's end, according to the maritime terminal. Now, I'm not so keen on going on a cruise myself, at least not yet, but the cruise lines themselves continue to try to allure as many passengers as they can. According to this article, going on a cruise is far more affordable than it's ever been, with an average cost of $32 per day per person in a Carnival cruise, or around $49 per day on a Celebrity or Norwegian cruise. At least that's what the numbers those are the numbers that were presented in the article. Needless to say, I didn't dive my nose into it because this is not something that I'm particularly interested in. But I'm just wondering if you are keen on going on a cruise these days. Not me, not yet. I'm seeing all kinds of juicy comments, but we'll get to those in a second. But before we do that, actually, let us get into the news. We're a little light on news items today. So, no, we'll get into the weather. That's what we're going to do. Yes, it's a Monday with not a lot of news. What are we going to do? We're going to make some up. Fake news at Coffee and Headlines. No, I'm just kidding, of course. 28 degrees right now. Feels like 32. We have an 85% humidity right now. And for those of you that think in Fahrenheit, the temperature is 82 degrees right now. Our weather forecast for today calls for possible light rain in the evening, a high temperature of 32, low temperature of 24. Tuesday, we'll have possible light rain in the evening with a high temperature of 33, low temperature of 24. And of course, Wednesday, our hump day will be humid and partly cloudy with a high temperature of 33, low temperature of 23. And that's what the weather looks like right now. And what else do we have? A little bit of a factoid or an interesting fact, just as a comment. Yesterday was October 3rd, and on that day, but back in 1959, the very first vehicular bridge over the Rio Cuale was inaugurated. This would be the very same bridge over Insurgentes Street that we recently lost due to Hurricane Nora. Back then, it took 100 years to build the bridge, and as we reported recently, construction of the new bridge has begun, and it is expected to be completed by year's end. And the last headline that we'll share with you today is not really Vallarta related, but it is important to me nonetheless. It is this article by Vox on Facebook's latest trials, with Frances Haugen, a Facebook product manager, coming forward on an important U.S. television program and revealing damning internal documents about the company. Apparently, things are not very good within Facebook. I'm going to be interested in reading this, if anything, because we use Facebook to communicate with one another. It's not the only choice, but it is an important one. And these, my friends, are the news that we have. Now, I would like to tell you a little bit about my night at the Palm last night. And of course, I'm going to show you a little bit of what I got to see. And let's start with that. For those of you that didn't know or missed it, I have been supporting my friend Sebastián Coronel